Oh, another boat flipper. Let's let her go. I am Will Mack, and this is Wilderness Calling. Today I am in central PA on the beautiful Juniata River. There was just a huge train that went by, but it is early in the morning and I know there are a bunch of smallmouth out in this river, so that's exactly what I'm after today. Let's get it. Here's how I'm starting off this morning. There's a series of islands right here. There's one over here to my left, one over here to my right, and then there's a big one a little bit farther down, maybe about 200 yards. But it does get a little bit shallower up toward these islands, right where minnows and crawdads are gonna hang out, and that's exactly what these smallmouth are feeding on. So I'm actually off this first island about 100, maybe 125 yards, and I'm just gonna gradually move in, casting closer and closer to those islands, trying not to spook these smallmouth. When you fish a Senkos, understand that the bait, the movement of the bait is what really attracts these fish. Oh my gosh, I just got hit. I'm sitting here talking. The movement of the bait is what's gonna attract these fish and is what's gonna get them to bite. So it's important to be patient and let that thing wobble slowly to the bottom. Now once that bait is on the bottom, I'm gonna give it 2-3 jerks, almost like I'm fishing a jerk bait, and then I'll just let it fall back down. And what I'm hoping is that jerking motion followed by that fall is what's gonna get them to strike. Oh, there he goes. Little guy. Oh, yep, got him. Another beautiful fish on that Senko. Oh man, hell of a fight, man. Just a fun fish to catch. Let's get her back in the water. A fighter here. Oh, boy, you got to wear these fish out, man. They are fun. They are fun to catch. I love the boils when they come up to the water and boom, just explode back down. And this is the fight that you want when you come and fish for smallmouth bass. I think there's gonna be a whole lot of these this morning. Beautiful fish. Let's get her back in the water. Mwah. You may have noticed that I did switch from a bait caster to a spinning rod, and I'll tell you why. This is a 5-inch Senko, and it is Texas rigged. And I lost quite a few more fish than I caught. So when that happens, when you're losing more fish than you're catching, it's time to change things up. Now, being as I was still getting bit on a Senko, I still wanted to fish it, but use a different method. This right here is a wacky rig. So I put a 2/0 drop shot hook right through the center of the Senko, and this is actually a way that Senkos are designed to be fished as well. And you can see this motion right here is the classic Senko motion, whether it's on a Texas rig or whether you have it wacky rig style. So I'm still getting the same action, but I have quite a bit more hook exposure, and I've landed every fish that I've caught this on. When you can horse them in on a medium light spinning rod, you know it's a dink. Look at my arm shaking. Look at my arm shaking. She is not giving up. Man, this one's actually a little bit of a boat flipper too. Oh. When they get bigger, they start to develop these tiger stripes on the sides. And if and when I catch a real big one, you'll be able to see it real well. I thought this was a lot bigger fish than it is. Boy, they sure fight on this river. Let's let her go. Oh, there he goes. Tell you what, when you are on fish, man, it's a feeling like nothing else. Yeah, come on in here. These fish are not very big, but they have been eaten. I can feel the crawdad shells in his gullet. Oh, another pretty little golden fish. Let's let him go. After your cast, I like to imagine what the Senko is doing under the water. And that means how it's sinking to the bottom, how it's lying on rocks. When I jerk it, what motion am I giving it? Is that attracting the fish? And then how long do I let it float sink back to the bottom before I jerk it again? That can be 3 seconds, it can be 5 seconds. I like to give it a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And sometimes I'll take that even to 5. But one of the very important things to do when you're fishing a Senko is to vary that retrieve. So don't always give it 2 jerks. Sometimes give it 3 jerks, sometimes wait 5 seconds. Sometimes give it a single jerk, sometimes wait 3 seconds. There he goes. Now fighting these fish, oh, once again, fun fight, not a huge fish. But these fish, especially in the current, right, they're gonna be a little bit stronger in the current than they are in a lake or reservoir where there is none. And I can boat flip her, boom. But I am having a blast. I could do this all day. I have caught a lot of smallies today, and I've caught them all up shallow in 2.5 feet or less. Not quite as frequent as they were early. So what I'm gonna do now is look for 4 or 4.5 feet of water. This river really isn't all that deep, but what I'm trying to do is find some deeper pockets that they might be holding in, especially as the sun comes up overhead. As successful as I've been with the Senko, I tied on a drop shot rig because I did find an area in front of me that's about 5 feet deep, and I want to be able to cover a little bit more ground, and with a drop shot I can let it sink to the bottom and then reel it, keeping the bait along the bottom. So after throwing a drop shot for about a half an hour and only getting nibbles, I decided to head back where I started and try to catch one more fish. There he goes. Whoa! This is the biggest fish of my morning. Oh, look at this rod bender right here. Yeah. Oh man, bang bang. Boom boom. Easily the best fish of my morning, and man, I'm right back where I started. I fished in the shade, I fished in a little bit deeper water, found a couple holes, couple small bites, nothing else. Man, number 2 rule in fishing: don't leave fish to find fish. Number 1 rule is fish where there's fish. Anyway, this is probably my last fish of the morning. I gotta go back and hang out with the family. We're on a vacation, but hopefully I'll be able to bring my boys back tonight and try to catch another big fish. Mwah! Let's get her back. What a blessing it is to end a wonderful morning of fishing just like that. I can't say enough about the Juniata River and my family's trip there. My wife caught a 4-pound smallmouth. My son caught the first fish of his entire life. I'm talking about he casted it, he worked the Senko, he reeled in the fish. I was so proud of him. I was only out for about 2.5 hours and I caught over a dozen fish. The Juniata River is a place where you can go, whether you're an experienced fisherman or a novice, and catch 30, 40, maybe even 50 fish in a single day. And it's a gorgeous area right in the heart of Pennsylvania. I hope you enjoyed this video, so smash like. And until next time, take your family to somewhere beautiful and full of fish, and then chuck and wine, baby. Peace.